Hey everyone, my name is Cal. Welcome to my very first review on this channel. If you're coming over from my TV show channel, my other TV show channel that is, you might know me on there as Damien, but you can feel free to call me Cal, or you can still call me Damien, whatever works for you. So last night episode of the Vampire Diaries was pretty solid. I'm going to highlight my five favorite moments overall in the episode, but also give my review and maybe a review score at the end of the video. So the episode was pretty solid all around. One thing I didn't really like about it was that they spent a little bit too much time showing Elena as a, quote unquote drug addict, if you want to look at it that way. She's been trying to hallucinate Damon, and that's been working for her, so she's been doing that consistently throughout the episode. There wasn't a lot happening in the episode, really. It was really just about life after the events of season 5 with the other side and losing people and trying to deal with loss and moving on and all of that. So there was a lot going on in that sense, but as far as actual events happening throughout the episode, there wasn't as much. It was really just, you can tell basically that as a premiere, this episode was really laying the groundwork for what is to come. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to happen for sure. I mean, no doubt. There's a lot that will eventually start to unfold once more characters get introduced, and there's some more background for a lot of other characters that are now returning, like Alaric and so on. So as far as my top 5, let's start right there. Number 5 has to be my 5 favorite moments. Number 5, Alaric is back, and having him back as a vampire, mind you, and as an original vampire, even though he's not, one of the first, but he does have the powers of an original, which means he can compel other vampires. So that's really, really great. Why it's cool to have him back is one thing this show really lacked was a sense of, having that older, more mature type of person on there. They didn't really have that kind of character because, Damon and Stefan were more tied to the romance and so on. So even though they couldn't really be the father figure type of role on this show, so it's great to see him back to fill that role. Also, he's an original vampire now. That's all you need. Those are the big guns. You have that, so that anytime you have a threat, Alaric should be your guy. He should be your guy. He just steps in, compels a vampire if he needs to. Win-win. You just can't go wrong with that. So it's nice to have him back. He's been gone a long time. I hope he has more screen time this time because he really just didn't have a lot of screen time or enough screen time in the previous seasons when he was on. So number 4, Elena as the addict. I thought they spent a little bit too much time with this, like I said, but it was still a pretty solid story arc for them to have with Elena because it kind of sets up her whole need to have, Damon just compelled out of her. As you saw at the end of the episode, Alaric just did the compulsion on her, and she will no longer feel that connection to Damon, that love that she felt before. So they're going to actually have to deal with her rediscovering her feelings for Damon if they do plan to go down the Damon Elena route. Still, I don't know what's really going to happen. There's a lot of things that could potentially happen because with these writers, you just never know because the way the episode ended, you're left wondering just what exactly is going to happen. So that's another really that's a good direction, I think, in my opinion, because the last season was really, really bad, and it was pretty much, one of the worst seasons of the show, if not the worst. Actually, yeah, it was the worst. Actually, it was definitely the worst season because there's just so many things that happened that a lot of people just didn't enjoy, and people just didn't feel that connection with a lot of the characters, and the main villains, the travelers, just weren't really selling it too well. So it's good to see them take a little different route and kind of leave things up in the air as to what is going to happen. So, number 3, the 4-month time jump. Why I personally like this and why I rank it at number 3 is solely because with the events that unfolded at the end of season 5, it's nice to see them kind of skip forward a bit and get over the whole everyone is sad, grieving a little bit, and just kind of say everyone is dealing with it or they dealt with it and they're now trying to move on. Everyone's doing something different. She's trying to remove that spell so that vampires can again be in Mystic Falls, and Stefan is off doing his own thing. He's just dealing with it in his own way. Elena's dealing with it in her own way. Jeremy's doing what he's doing. So you've got all these different characters now, and everyone's kind of just doing things on their own. So I personally enjoy the time jump, because picking up right after the events would have just been not as good in my opinion, because if they had done that, then you have this, everyone would be in this catatonic state of just sadness and so on. And we've already seen enough of that. We've seen enough loss and sadness on the Vampire Diaries to last us a lifetime. So something different is always nice. Number 2. This one is another personal favorite of mine. They had balanced screen time for all the characters. And I really enjoyed that, because you could see they were jumping between, Tyler and Liv, and they had Elena. They had all these different characters. Lara, Caroline, Stefan. He didn't have as much, but he got 2 to 3 scenes, albeit a little short, but still good balance-wise across the board for everyone. So that was really good. I can definitely get on board with that. They really need to change things up a little bit to keep the show fresh, because it's on its last legs now. The show is almost over. This will be the second to last season, so there's only going to be one more season for the show after this, so hopefully they wrap things up nicely. Number 1, and this is probably the one that I think a lot of people were pretty excited about. And for all you Damon and Bonnie shippers out there, then this, is great for you, because the Bonnie and Damon scene at the end of the episode was actually really, really good. I honestly felt like they were married when I was watching that scene. It was great, and it also brought into question, where are they, and how is that going to work? How do they get back from there? So there's a lot of different things that they could actually do with this. So let me know what you guys think about this stuff. Leave comments down below, and I'll be sure to read them. And if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe. I'll be doing a lot of these types of videos for reviews and so on for different TV shows, and I'll be talking about different relationships on these shows, so definitely subscribe. I'll have a lot of content on the channel, and you can feel free to check out my other TV show channel if you want to see clips of Arrow, Vampire Diaries, Flash, and so on. So that's really it. I'll see you guys later. Subscribe for more, leave a like on the video, and as always, thanks for watching. Comment down below.